Game Awards 2021. And no one could guess who won Game of the Year. Well, at this point, yeah, you can probably actually guess.
You can probably look it up.
Yeah.
Don't do that, though. Just listen to us.
Just listen to us. We'll get there eventually.
We will. It's at the end, though. It might take a while.
Might take a little bit. I'll give you a hint. Screw the Oscars.
Are we PG rated now?
Yo, fuck the Oscars.
Okay.
And actually, to quote him specifically from that night, the Oscars got fucked.
The shot when they first go to him and he's like slouching down in his seat, like hanging out.
That one, or the one when he gets when he doesn't win best direction of the game and he goes into camera.
I didn't see that one.
I saw it immediately. I saw it in live time, and then somebody has the GIF on Twitter of him doing that when he doesn't win it.
Someone on Reddit was like, "Oh, can't wait for him to be like, fuck Take Two." And everyone's like, "Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that. He doesn't want to get sued."
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Hey, this is the Gamers 2 podcast. Your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest. Shebang.
like karate.
Hiya, hiya. Chop, chop. That's karate right there. I'm a black belt.
That's not, pushing.
I wear a brown belt.
I wear a black one.
I don't like black.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know what it is. I have an aversion to wearing black.
I don't like the brown. Because I normally wear a blue jean or a gray jean, sometimes even a brown jean.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally black jean, but I don't have a good pair of black jeans that I enjoy wearing right now. And I don't like the brown belt with a blue jean. Don't it's just a thing.
With blue jeans?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I prefer a black belt.
Interesting. I'm a very much, as you probably noticed, I'm very much a brown with jeans person. Brown boots.
I was just gonna say you're a brown person.
Not unless I see a lot of sunlight for an extended amount of time. But
brown boots, brown jacket.
I'm very much earth tones.
Yes, yeah. Very earth tones.
Yeah. I do tend to go earth tony.
His new name is Earth Tony.
Earth Tony.
Hey, I'm just fucking planting here. Hey.
I'm from the soil.
It does the nutrients good. It does.
What
the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. Hey, if you aren't from the soil and you want to play video games, I think Nate's got some games for you. I think.
I got new games specifically. Like number 1, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Aiko's Choice?
Sure. No one cares at this point.
All right, fair enough to say.
Our success rate with enunciation's like 12%.
I'll take it. Number 2, This Is the President for PC. Number 3, Heavenly Bodies for the PlayStation.
That's what the ladies call me.
Heavenly Body?
Heavenly Body.
Oh, I get introduced by This Is the President.
Oh, okay.
Also describing Matt's life. Number 4, Life is Strange, True Colors for the Switch. Number 5, Rune Factory 4 Special for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Oh, this is the next one's what they call me.
Number 6, Thunder Tier 1 for the PC.
Also what I do in Nate's living room every time I come here.
God, it's you thunder, you lightning, you cause war crimes against the Geneva Convention.
Chemical warfare.
Your ass is potent. Oh, number 7's what they call me. White Shadows for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 8, Halo Infinite for the PC and Xbox. Number 9, Startup Panic for the PC. Number 10,
every morning.
every morning, Startup Panic. Number 10, Warzone Pacific. Season 1, new Warzone map is out.
Caldera.
Yeah.
I know things.
I just feel like you should say that in every story you read in this podcast. Yeah, I know things. Number 11, Breakwaters for the PC. Number 12, KEO for the PC. And number 13, Alexio for the PlayStation and Xbox.
Boy.
For my own joy, I'm going to take number 1.
Okay. Forgot that was number 1. Meant to move that down.
I more just didn't want number 2. A senior PlayStation executive has been fired from Sony following an amateur sting operation that allegedly proved he was attempting to engage in sexual activity with a minor. YouTube channel People vs. Predators, that's a hell of a channel name, posted a video featuring George Casiopo? Is that what we're going with? Senior Vice President of Engineering for PlayStation Network, allegedly waiting to meet with a 15-year-old boy. In a statement to CNET, Sony said, quote, "We are aware of the situation and the employee in question has been terminated from employment." So obviously, that's not good.
Yeah, that's a problem.
If you're going to be out here spitting hard truths about, oh, we don't like what's going on at Activision Blizzard when one of your boys is out here trying to meet 15-year-old kid. Anyway, but before my just massive outrage shows up and I get really angry,
it's going to make a really bad joke. Had to do with priests. It was a thing.
And before I got lucky enough to cut Matt off from that, what is an amateur sting operation? Is that more embarrassing to be caught in?
I think it's like the who's the guy that had the show where he would like do this. There was a
Hanson?
Yes, I think it's that type of thing.
Oh, so it's just not like a.
It's not like
an
an
official
law
police
enforcement
thing. It's just
this YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay. I was just saying because the amateur is usually used to say like rookie or novice or whatever. So it almost should be more embarrassing to you that you got caught by a bunch of rookies.
So apparently they posed as a 15-year-old boy, and he sent them inappropriate text messages, including photos and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, solid. All right, so
just in case there was any doubt that this was,
fake.
Yeah, or possibly
fabricated.
missing context or something.
Do you want my suggested course of action?
I'm assuming by the hand motion. But what is the suggested course of action?
Castration into the gulag.
All right, I wasn't far off. You did the little, and I was like, oh, chop, chop,
chop, chop, chop,
karate.
Chop, snip, snip. You are now a eunuch.
Ooh, just pulling that little reference out right there.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Little Persian eunuch action going on there.
Let's also be clear just about that. The Persians were not the only one that had eunuchs.
No. They might have had the most.
Well, by their own hand.
By their own. Anyways, hey, let's talk about some more lovely topics.
How much? Yeah, are we just harassment until the Game Awards?
Are we though?
Yeah. Harassment. That's also harassment.
I mean,
that's
one
harassment
piece
of a different kind.
There's one piece of like uplifting news, I guess. Maybe semi-uplifting, not terrible. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
In case anyone was curious, sorry.
Yeah,
it's gonna get worse, and it gets worse.
Dark times. The Activision Blizzard section. According to the Washington Post, Activision has laid off a portion of the QA department in subsidiary Raven Software.
This just has the Activision Blizzard segment. If we were doing audio clips, would have the sad trombone sound play at the same time.
Lovely. The layoffs are part of a, quote, studio restructuring, end quote, and around a third of the team has been let go so far. The layoffs follow a successful quarter for Activision, which reported revenues of over $2 billion in Q3 2021.
Yeah, so let's just be clear. Once I get that money, I'm not giving it to you, fucks, so go home.
Yeah. Fuck you, plebs. ABK Workers Alliance wasn't going to let this one slide, though. They announced a walkout via Twitter. Quote, This team was told multiple times by Raven leadership that they were positive. Positive departmental changes coming. These upcoming changes were also used as the reason why no members of the team received standard promotions or raises that were meant to be in place by March of 2021. Every member of the QA team, including those terminated on Friday, must be offered full-time positions. Those participating in this demonstration do so with the continued success of the studio at the forefront of their mind, end quote. Activision Blizzard QA testers from a number of locations have joined the walkout. The Washington Post reported that 60 workers at Raven Software held a work stoppage Monday, with additional Activision Blizzard QA testers in Texas, Minnesota, and Blizzard's Irvine campus joining the action on Tuesday. The ABK Workers Alliance employee group that has also said, "Sorry, the coffee is kicking in." Just so everyone knows.
Was it 6 hours later?
Yes. Usually what happens... Let me finish this real quick. It's also said that all Treyarch's Central QA team have joined the walkout. Usually what happens is the coffee makes me sleepy here. I drive home. I get home. I'm amped. I stay up all night watching YouTube videos.
You gotta do the coffee thing at noon then.
Yeah, I know. There's a timing issue. So I'll work on that.
5 p.m. is not the time.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you got more.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But I'm gonna let you finish.
But
Beyonce,
poor Taylor Swift. Not really.
I mean, well, she's not literally poor. The amount of money that they make, and then they, we're restructuring. And by the way, everything we've told you is a lie, and go fuck yourself. It's like
standard business practices.
It is. I mean, we've seen it all happen before. It's just. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, you think at this point they would be walking on eggshells. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you think you wouldn't be this you wouldn't be to give our friend here. You wouldn't be as bold as brass out here dropping lines like, "Oh man, we're going through we're going to lose a lot of board members and we're looking like a pretty shit company." I got an idea. How much money did we make last quarter? What if we just fire every QA person?
You could at least have given them like the most outrageous severance packages that they were like, "Yeah, I'll leave."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
hey, listen, we need to cut this, and we have $2 billion to distribute among you. We don't want to keep you.
Yeah,
200,000 to leave.
Yeah,
thoughts?
Like we'll give you 6 or 12 months of paid. Just take off.
Yeah,
but
or like we'll cover the old typical because they'll hire them back when they need to start doing the new game or whatever, and
yeah.
It's just unreal.
It is. It is unreal. And that's kind of the theme through this episode is
disappointment.
Just the audacity of these companies to make the money they make and then just be like fucking double middle fingers to their employees being like, "Ha ha!"
I so badly want the story to come out that... Oh, we don't talk about that in this episode. Unless it's in...
Which one?
That's a hand signal I don't expect you to get. No, we don't talk about it. We'll probably talk about it at the end of this. End of this section. But I want the story to come out where just somebody got so fed up they went and shit on Bobby Kotick's desk.
That'd be really funny.
Or like, we went and literally pissed all over the servers in the server room. Just like something that's just so obscenely ridiculous that they would potentially see like criminal action for. But they're like, you know what? I'm getting change one way or another. And I will take you with me.
I mean, that's probably what it's going to come to. All right. Let's see.
Whenever these states and stuff would get off their ass and start actually suing.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take. Honestly, I think
4 months into suing them.
I think what's going to happen, and we will get into it at the end of this little section here, is I think that this is going to be the straw that breaks the back that causes unionization.
We'll get there.
All right, a lawyer representing a Blizzard employee who allegedly was sexually harassed and then punished for reporting it said the company should establish a $100 million compensation fund for those whom have experienced the same. This was one of 3 demands made by the attorney. The other demand was an apology, a real apology for sexual harassment suffered at the company in retaliation for speaking up against her abuse. About her abuse, excuse me. The third demand is review by a neutral third party and, quote, not a big law defense firm, end quote, to assess the career damage alleged victims faced after speaking up. For reference, this employee was sexually harassed, then demoted when she complained to HR, among other things.
Which we've been through in numerous companies' HR introductions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're your friend.
Yeah.
You
Open
know,
door policy.
Open door policy. No retaliation.
Yeah.
You know, that none of this can come back to hurt you. Yada yada yada. All that. Everything we've gone, any place that we've gone that's had an HR department, that has always been said. And every single time, everybody walks out of the room going, fucking bullshit. Yeah. Because they are HR, not for you. They are company resources, not human resources.
Yep.
They
for
are
sure.
meant to protect the company. They are not there to help you.
For sure.
That's how they're supposed to be there to help you. But every instance we've ran into, I think, has always been company first.
Oh, now would probably be a good time to mention the breast milk thing.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I didn't throw it in here because I just saw it at the end of the day today. So this lady, and I don't remember her name. I think it was Christine.
I don't remember.
I don't remember her exact name. And she, like, they do go into, if you are interested, I guess interested is not really, maybe the appropriate word, but
if you're curious how fucked it really is.
Yeah. They go into detail about like what happened and the course of action and stuff like that and how this all came about. But one of the things that came out recently that I think you said you saw it today or this morning or yesterday or something like that, and I saw it through tweets, is that
I saw it either last night or this morning. I saw like offhanded tweets and I was like, that's interesting, but I hadn't seen an article yet.
Yeah. Long story short, apparently there was 2 or 3 individuals that I saw tweet about it where they were women who had just had children and they were pumping their milk, and they don't have, well, part of it was they had to do it on the floor because they didn't have chairs or anything that could accommodate pumping because the chairs didn't move at all. They were like straight back chairs. So you couldn't like recline a little bit.
Have a maternity room?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't have any of that, so they do it on the floor.
Like a very standard practice for most modern companies would be to just have a maternity room.
Yep. Or at least a room that accommodated, essentially some space for them. They had to store the milk in the break room fridges because they didn't have another place for it. And so they clearly labeled
strike 2.
They clearly labeled the bottles or bags that they were using that it was what it was. It was breast milk. And 2 or 3 ladies commented that they would go to retrieve it at the end of the day and it would be gone. And so they weren't sure if it was getting tossed or if someone was taking it for some nefarious purpose. So, yeah, you can add that to the list. That is quite long at this point.
It's like, is the fridge thing fucked? Yeah, that's like shady and scummy. It's one thing if it's just getting tossed because, you know, some people get really like clean fridge and they're like, oh, this is just whatever. And they go in and throw a lot of stuff out. If it's getting stolen nefariously, that's just now you need like a whole investigation workplace wise because that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And 2, both of those are avoided by actually giving them what they should have in the prior step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. All right. Finally, speaking of unions, wait, I skipped one.
Yeah, you skipped.
Son of a bitch.
Unions is mine.
Activision Blizzard staff has established a strike fund for colleagues that are protesting and for those who strike in the future. The resources GoFundMe page is listed with a goal of $1 million. The GoFundMe was created by Blizzard senior test analyst Jessica Gonzalez, who announced she is leaving the publisher today. Quote, workers deserve better, and CEO Bobby Kotick is continuing to ignore us, end quote. Some Activision Blizzard staff are also working with Media Labor Union Communications Workers of America and asking for employees to sign a union authorization card with the intention to lead a company-wide vote on forming a union.
Speaking of unions, before we even get there, never mind. Screw it. That's not related directly. So
Tangentially.
Yeah, union up. Go for it.
Yeah, it's
a good start.
It really is, because like I don't know. I mean, there's really no excuse not to at this point, other than having to do the fight, like, because it will be a fight.
Yeah. Now you need to fight under one banner.
Yeah,
and this is essentially just making your banner.
I've been curious about this ABK Workers Alliance because they've seemed to have been pretty active.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, the inner workings of it, like how many people are a part of it. Does it have like a formal structure? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's probably semi-formal.
Yeah.
It's wearing a tuxedo t-shirt. But it's got a face that means business.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it says something, you go, yeah, I'll follow you. Then 2 seconds later, you're like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, we're partying. Yeah. Also, I'm still following you. Yeah. We're all in this.
You think it's like a mullet, like party or a business up front, party in the back?
Not with the tuxedo t-shirt.
Okay.
If it's a mullet, then it's a full tux.
All right, there it is. Yeah, I mean, I really want them to do it. But, yeah, how much longer do you think before Bobby's got to take the old step down?
New Year. At least. Like, it'll be next year. It won't be this year. You won't fire an old guy at Christmas, will you?
Yeah, I will.
Not if you want those dividends in your Bobby.
That's true.
You're moving into next year.
Fiscal year?
It should be their Christmas gift.
Merry Christmas.
Here's part of Bobby in a stocking.
Yeah. Take half the board.
That might be like a lump of coal, actually.
Yeah. Take half the board with you while you go.
Just 3 of them.
Yeah.
And he's one of the 3.
Activision Blizzard. Can you explain to me?
No.
The
I
memes.
can explain a lot of things.
The memes I'm seeing.
Okay.
They're WoW.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's what's her face's like redemption arc.
Sylvanas.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like blonde now.
That's yes.
So what's the meme here? Is it all just like the joke of
we're just back to redeeming genocidal maniacs.
Okay.
That's all.
That's it. That's
it.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Still the same thing then.
Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing to Bobby Kotick later.
Okay.
Redemption arc for the sexual harasser.
It just doesn't seem real. You know what I mean? Like, you'd think, like, I don't know. Like
how are your writers tone deaf of what's also going on there? Like,
yes! Like, now doesn't seem like a good time for this.
It's going to get worse.
Okay.
I'll tell you it's going to... So, fun fact, it's going to get worse.
On which front?
To be fair, on both.
All right.
But it's obviously worse in real life than in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But like the issue inside of the game is they've constantly sympathized with genocidal maniacs. Like they've created them and then been like, oh, but they're not the bad ones. They're acting on bad faith from another character, and you're like, okay, but I still want to kill the one that did everything.
Yeah.
They're like, no. They're fine now. And I'm like, I'm shooting them. You're not stopping me. And they're like, oh, no. We are stopping you because they're God or whatever. It's like every time there's something else going on.
Plot armor.
At one point, we did kill one. Not how we wanted to, because we didn't get to kill him. But he did get killed. This time, we had the chance, and we wanted to kill. And now they're like, she's been working all... She has like allegories in her past of being raped and abused and everything, and they're just like, oh no, don't, it's all fine. Like, they've entirely forgotten her origins.
Nice.
So, like, she had damaged.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this eloquently, but there was a post that, like, broke down everything kind of eloquently of.
Yeah.
Very proud Ranger General.
Mm-hmm.
Defended Silvermoon against Arthas. Fought Arthas. Arthas then corrupted her and tortured her. And essentially that's where, like, the rape allegory comes in of all the abuse and everything that he put her through. So then it ended up, she found a people, the Forsaken, to, like, kind of everybody together and, like, her almost semi-recovery group, but never addressed the hate. So then that consumed, and, you know, there was all this stuff going on and yada yada. But that now they've just turned it into, like, the whole path just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's not realistic at all.
And then you get to these issues where now it's just offensive. Like you're telling a story to your kids, except your kids are me.
Yeah.
I understand what you're telling me. And hey, spoiler alert, your story doesn't check out.
Mm-hmm.
Not, oh yeah, you know, Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall. Yeah, giant eggs aren't fucking real. Like, that's about where we are in this argument of stories, is they're starting to tell you nursery rhymes of hickory dickory dock, whatever the fuck the next line is. I don't remember it. Or like, what is the cow jumped over the moon? The fuck it did. Cows are pretty heavy. They can barely jump at all. But they're like, no, trust me, that definitely happened. And then we're like, no, the cow's right there. It didn't go anywhere. I've been watching it. They're like, yeah, exactly. So when we say the Horde / mostly Sylvanas burned and murdered almost an entire race of people.
But it's cool, though.
We're like, yes, we agree. She did do that. And actually, as Horde players, for the most part, we're upset with her for doing it. Right.
But
and
what
then
if?
Everybody made up. And we're like, no! We all still hate her. And you're like, no, everybody's best friends now. And we continue. And you're like, where the fuck have you been? And then they have this whole Nathanos arc because one of the writers is in love with Sylvanas, so writes himself to be her White Knight. That whole issue is a nightmare. Then there's apparently a book coming out that is taking a look at, I think, Kalimdor, the left continent on the world map. And it's supposed to be like, I think it's like walking through Kalimdor or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like going through stories and everything. Apparently that is actually offensive in the way that some people that have gotten previews of it, there were like 6 or 7 tweets from people that have read it and other things where they're like, Horde players are going to hate this. Actually, he was like, this book is going to do the weird thing to bring Horde players and Night Elves, 2 different factions, but Night Elves are allies, bring them together because they both get royally fucked over in this book. The Night Elves aren't allowed to get revenge, and the Horde want to all of a sudden start another war again because they're no longer reformed, they're bloodthirsty. And it's like, what? How do you not know how to write this? It is just so baffling. It's almost like they go, all right, they play a game of telephone with their own story.
Is there something in the water? Because I feel like writing...
There's something in the water.
I feel like writing by...
Can you not be dropping shit?
I feel like writing has just, like, literally gone down the toilet recently.
See, I want to say that... Messages, sorry. I want to say it's gone down the toilet because here's the issue. Where has it gone down the toilet? Think about this. At the top. AAA sucks at writing currently.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Red Dead. Red Dead's writing was fine. But they also take 35 years between games. That's why it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
They take years between games, and apparently the crunch and everything of those and also for at least for like Red Dead, what was it, like 4 or 5 writers that were 2 of them were the brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
So like you had a very
Tight-knit.
focused and driven
Yeah.
story that it was like, no, we control this. This is how this goes. But then you get to Blizzard and Star Wars, like the Star Wars universe, just the entire thing as a whole, not just the games or the movies. When they're like, yes, we have Star Wars historians. By the way, also we're ruining the entire expanded universe. Oh, also we're bringing part of it back. It's like, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's no cohesion. You get to some of the Halo stories. I haven't played the most recent one. I haven't played Infinite, so I can't comment on that. But 4 and 5 were not good.
No, they were terrible.
Mass Effect Andromeda was shit.
Yup.
You know, BioWare hasn't been able to tell a good story. Battlefield gave up.
That's fair.
Jedi Fallen Order's not a good story.
No, not a good one. I mean, like Horizon Forbidden, or the Horizon.
Horizon's a good story. God of War is an amazing story.
Good. There's definitely like the scale has been tipped.
Your percentage of bad rating to good rating, the bad rating is definitely higher on that pie chart.
Mm-hmm.
But the good rating is good. It's just that it gets so overwhelmed by such obvious bad that you're like, how did you screw it up this bad?
Yeah.
You have a clear path, and I'm not saying you need to be all M. Night Shyamalan, like, ooh, what a twist. Like, that doesn't need to happen every single time.
What a twist.
Like, we as WoW players were going into Shadowlands going, we kill Sylvanas by the end of this.
Yeah.
That is okay to let us do that. You don't have to go, oh, what if we subvert your expectations, and actually she's fine, and you're like,
I feel like to a certain degree,
it's okay.
From like an outsider's perspective, it's almost like they're too afraid to like truly advance the story because it's like the same cycles over and over again, and it's like the same characters over and over again. It's like, let it go, do something new.
If next expansion, which would be like 10-0, is us fighting again, Horde and Alliance, and it's as bad as BFA, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah.
It's funny because we say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of Legion, they kill Varian. They killed so many people in the beginning of Legion. And Legion, I think, it was the last one that Metzen was in charge of, like, the storyboarding. Again, you had a focus point. You had the guy that went, this is my world and what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
You had who is a great storyteller. Okay, cool. He's out of the picture. Oh, great. Now it's just chaos and no one knows what to do.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their hands in the pot. But they killed so many people in the beginning of Legion that were like notable people. They're like, he's dead. She's dead. See you later. Bye. You just kind of get like partway through Legion. You're like, okay. Like the Varian, who was at the time the human king. He was the leader of the Alliance. Like, obviously, Anduin, his son, is running around now. But the beginning, like, opening cinematic, like, your intro or whatever, the broken shoulder, like, oh, yeah, and Gul'dan just kind of pops Varian's skull.
There it was.
And it's like, what? So, there's...
Need more of that.
It's the same, similar to what I kind of said going into Halo 5, where I was like, kill Chief.
Mm-hmm.
You could set yourself clear for the next game that you want to do. You either need to kill Chief or you need to let Chief go insane and actually kill the player in the final mission.
Honestly, we're way off topic at this point, but Halo, I've come to the conclusion, it just needs to... I don't want to say die, because that's a strong word. It needs the God of War treatment.
Yeah,
it needs a lot of time.
Halo 1 needs to happen again, but with a full like reimagining.
Yeah, it needs a lot of time and then a solid reimagining. Which is what
I haven't played enough of Infinite, but I think that's what their kind of idea here, because it's been a long gap since 5. They were throwing the Master Chief Collection at people to cover that.
The problem is though, is they didn't like they didn't wrap anything up. So now
they broke glass in case of Chief or whatever that saying would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're screwed. We're so far off topic. The issue in that though is like if you had ended 5 with the whole finish the fight, which we've been trying to do for the last 4 Halos, and you have that whole thing of what is Sergeant Locke. Like it was the whole thing was, oh, are you Team Locke or Team Chief? And it was the whole thing, and it was like, yeah, we're Team Chief. Chief's gone crazy. We're Team Locke. And it was like, if you just chose how that game would end of either Locke kills Chief, and then he himself disappears because he's like, he can't bear with the fact that he had to like put somebody he looked up to, Chief, down as like a a mentor type of thing, or you have Chief and Cortana literally have gone insane. And they show the cutscene where you die to Chief, and then it's like, okay, now Chief's just lost it.
Yeah.
So you get to like kind of ignore him, and then you'd get to Halo Infinite, where you're on a different ring, you're a different Spartan, it's a whole thing, yada yada. But then when they get to that end, this would be the point. Why don't I write this shit? When you get to the end of Infinite, which is not how the game is, I think, but like when you get to that end where they want to do the plot twist, where they want to be M. Night Shyamalan, they do the twist, which then you slowly, as you've been putting it together, know that this is what Chief has been warning you about for the last 2 games, and what he like foresaw type of issue. And that all happens, and then just that one pistol shot you hear ring out as you're about to get, in the fight with the big Cabal or whatever. Or not Cabal, Brute. Cabal's Destiny. Can't got to be careful with the Bungie 343.
Same difference.
You just get that pistol shot, and it just, tinks off his armor, but enough for him to drop you and like get confused, and your character pans over, and then there's Chief just standing there that's like, haha, not this time. And then you get to have that moment where you're a new guy, but you're partnered up, you and Chief, in a 2v1 battle. Like, hell yeah. That'd be a fun time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or what they could have done is Cortana goes crazy. Cortana gets deleted. Chief can't handle it. He shoots himself in the head, kills himself.
Yeah. Like I said, Chief dying or not dying would be interesting. But Cortana, as per AI, went crazy.
Yeah.
And now we got to go find Cortana with our new Hollow Bay.
Mm.
Anyway, man, could you believe that number 3 was Speaking of Unions?
Callback. Speaking
of unions, Game Workers Unite Australia is relaunching as a union. GWU Australia. God, why would you put WU? I understand it's the correct abbreviation, but WU?
Listen, bro, I don't make the names.
I don't have a better one immediately. They are working with established Union Professionals Australia to create a new division dedicated to games workers, which will offer support and a range of services the group was previously unable to provide. Also, hey, congrats to the Starbucks location in Buffalo who voted to form a union. Good job, one random Starbucks location in Buffalo.
Listen, you gotta start somewheres.
The 3 of us will form the strongest union that Starbucks has ever seen.
Someone's got to lead the way.
I just need the same thing to be the Kung Fu Panda. Our battle will be legendary. It's basically ABK versus like Bobby Kotick. Finally,
dude,
worthy
Kung Fu
opponent.
Panda is so underrated.
I've never seen the full movie, but that's one of my favorite scenes because it's just one of the greatest lines. Because even though in the scene that he's super serious about like having this, every time I hear it,
our battle will be legendary.
Every time I hear it, it's just the most sarcastic line ever.
They are like, I genuinely enjoy watching them. They're just, I don't know.
All 3 of them?
I don't know about all 3 of them. 2 is the one with that one, I think. Our battle will be legendary.
I have no idea.
I don't know I don't remember 3. So, anyways, whatever. We're taking too long here.
That's true. Let's move on.
Number 4, Ubisoft announced the first implementation of blockchain technology into one of its games with the addition of NFTs to the PC version of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Later this month, the publisher will run a beta test of Ubisoft Quartz, its new platform for acquiring NFTs, which the publisher refers to as digits, that are associated with cosmetic in-game items like weapons and vehicles. An Ubisoft representative told GameIndustry.biz its NFTs, quote, will always be cosmetic items that have no impact on gameplay, end quote. But they will unlock blueprints for the relevant item if the player hasn't done so already. Each NFT will have its own serial number visible in the game and can be sold to others outside of Ubisoft's platform. The representative said Ubisoft will not take transaction fees on any sales, although their terms of service say that they may take a fee. So, heads up on that. Also, Ubisoft has now delisted its Ubisoft Quartz announcement video. The video hit a 96% dislike ratio.
Shocker. Also, this is bullshit. So,
there you go.
NFTs are mostly a scam.
Yeah.
And I will not elaborate further at this time. Because it's going to get me down. Because you agree with me.
Which is not fun for anyone listening.
It's clearly not fun if we're not arguing. But also, because you agree with me, I won't be able to bring up like the counterpoints I want to, which is the fun argument part. Oh, but this. Oh, yeah. But this. It's like, nah, they're mostly a scam. And this is not old man yelling at cloud. This is like, from an engineering perspective, they are mostly a scam.
It's, yeah. Let's not even dwell on it.
So number 5, Sony has snatched up another support studio. This time, it's Valkyrie Entertainment, which has a pretty impressive resume. They've served as a support developer for a wide range of high-profile games, including God of War, God of War Ragnarok, Halo Infinite, and Forza Motorsport 7, what? League of Legends, and Valorant,
So I went on their website.
I don't know why I gave an emotion for each of those.
This is like the support studio of all support studios, because like the list of games they've worked on is quite ridiculous. They had Middle-earth: Shadow of War. They had State of Decay 2. They had Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. They literally like hit fucking everything. And I was like, Jesus.
They're based out of Seattle, so most likely they will assist the West Coast heavy hitters like Sony Santa Monica, Sony San Diego, and Sony Bend. As well as, does Bend still exist? As well as Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch. So, yeah. Going to be interesting. It does seem that they are very much almost the if you're going to do something right, you go get the right person type of thing. And they're just like, every studio's like, all right, so who's the best support one we know? Valkyrie? All right, let's just go get them.
Yeah, the tactics have been interesting. So, like, Microsoft has clearly bought studios that, like, they make the games.
Yeah.
And, like, every studio
Microsoft bought a publisher.
Yeah. Every studio Sony...
They bought a whole publisher.
Every studio Sony's bought the past, like, year and a half has been, like, top quality support studios. So, interesting. Which makes sense, because Sony has the IP, the studios that make good IP, so let's just, like, make them better, or make them produce quicker, or whatever the case is. Alrighty.
It's a mix of that, and also, like, them just trying to funnel as much into the Last of Us remakes as they can.
I'm trying to be positive here. I don't need you bringing me down, okay?
It was as you were going through the whole thing of like, oh, yeah, they're doing this and doing that. I was like, yeah, those are all good angles. Also, by the way, Last of Us is getting remade. Hey, guess who's going to put their hands on that? And then they're going to start working on the Last of Us 2 remaster.
Sad panda.
And then the Last of Us 2 remake before the Last of Us 3 comes out.
All right, we're into the big one, the main event. The Game Awards happened.
It is time.
It was 3 hours long.
It was a long show.
And we have an overview of it for you. Is there do you want to do overarching comments on the show right now, or do you want to wait till the end? What do you want to do here?
Let's go for the end for overarching comments.
Yeah, I'm probably going to breeze through a lot of these because there's a lot.
I'm also not clicking that link because there's only one thing I care to talk about. And
That's fair.
The thing we already talked about at the top of the show.
Yep.
And the rest of the awards literally don't mean anything to me except for the fact that we called some of them. So
yeah.
I nailed Best Ongoing Game. Final Fantasy 14.
Which
pretty
realistically was the only one that really deserved it, because Final Fantasy 14 has genuinely done some good stuff this year. So,
and their new expansion just came out. So,
Game of the year went to It Takes Two.
Yeah, Joseph Fares.
Yep. Which is fantastic for multiple reasons. I love the poetic justice of the fact that Take Two is thinking about going after them for a trademark or whatever. And they won Game of the Year. And also, it is a good game. And the nominees were shit. So, there you go. It's nice because the one that I wanted to win won. So,
I didn't really have a horse in the race.
Because
both of our horses were not nominated.
Yeah, that was where I was going. If Forza Horizon 5 was on there,
Game of the Year.
Yeah, should have been, and it should have been on there.
Oh, for sure. But I don't remember when the cutoff happens. Remember, that was always an issue.
That's true. That's a good point. I thought it was like December, though. I thought they did it like...
No, because they do the nominees like a month in advance, because then they send out the...
No, well, Forza won more awards.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It did.
So
yeah, so it should have been on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
But that's also due to, because they send out the polls. If I remember how they do this correctly, they send out the feelers to all the influencers to get, like, all the influencers and everybody else, influencers to get the nominees.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get once they get all the nominees, they aggregate them based on percentage of times they were nominated, and that's how they choose who actually gets nominated.
Mm-hmm.
And then those get voted on by both like community and non to actually get the awards.
Yeah. All right,
so there's like two voting periods essentially.
Yeah.
Nominations to the nominations and then nominations to the win.
All right, here's the quick. Well, it's not actually probably going to be quick, but here's the overview.
Because we're going to 100% interrupt this every time.
And it's in no particular order.
So get fucked.
Yeah. Get fucked. Get fucked, bitch. Anyways, Jeff Keighley opened the show by condemning the abuse inside the industry. Which
needed to do it.
Yeah, he kind of had to do that.
Because he had already kind of, by not saying some certain things, like from the Game Wars accounts on Twitter and stuff, had already kind of irked some people where they're like, oh, we're not taking a stance in it or whatever. It's like, that seems like a mistake.
Yep. And that kind of turned me off. That set my tone for the whole show, which was mostly negative to where, like, I watched the entire show through the lens of, like, you know, you're just trying to make this some mainstream event and, you know, I don't know. It felt like it was catering. I don't know. It didn't feel genuine to me at all. But whatever. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss revealed The Matrix Awakens an Unreal Engine 5 experience. It's free on PS5 and Xbox Series.
It did look interesting. I am curious to download it.
I did, and I know some people I talked to at work are interested in it as well. So.
And also, Keanu's a gem.
He is a gem. He knows
what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
He's there to perform and enjoy it. And he loves it, I think, as much as everybody watching.
Yep. He's always having a good time.
Yeah, he is one of those living meme people where he's just like, yeah, man, whatever, I don't get sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I could still do those moves in the Matrix? What a wild ride. And him just doing like all the hand motions the whole time where he's like, the new game. It was the one time where I was looking at the screen. I was like, you fucking... I don't know how she's keeping a straight face next to you for this.
She loved it, too.
Yeah, I mean, she broke a couple times. You could see it.
Star Wars Eclipse is a new action-adventure game from Quantic Dream that's set in the High Republic. It promises a, quote, multiple-character branching narrative game, end quote, and is early in development. So,
go ahead.
The estimates... I believe 3 to 4 years is what you're looking at before you see it. So
this was the initial,
and I think it's I think I saw somewhere that it's roughly 100 years before the prequel.
Yeah,
it might be 40 years. It's before the prequel.
Yeah, which makes sense of High Republic.
Yep.
But it is funny. This was one of the like immediate tonal things for the show, and he's like, "We condemn it." And by the way, here's Quantic Dream. And a bunch of people, journalists specifically, have like issues with Quantic Dream for them trying to, I think, sue them at some point or something for things.
There's some gray areas. So the deal with Quantic Dream is that they have been sued multiple times for various things, mostly shitty things like Activision Blizzard things like harassment and discrimination, that type of things. They've had every single lawsuit dismissed. So it's like kind of one of those weird gray areas.
Yeah.
So,
but it was just funny because it was immediately you say that and you tout it out. Probably your most controversial studio.
yeah, it was
that you currently had showing anything anyway.
yeah. It also irritated me on the Star Wars level of like, oh, let me show you a Star Wars game that we literally just started making, so you're not going to see it for 3 years at a minimum.
Yeah, and the last time
Like,
they did this,
haha, get fucked.
the last time they did this, they canceled it.
Yep. Yep. Good point. Didn't even think about that.
Yep. But that was EA. That was when EA only owned this. So that was the other issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that for like we're gonna do the old we'll see angle now because the last 10 years have been EA only controlled this, and EA is notorious for just here's this thing and it's gone.
Yeah.
But
So
it looked good.
it did. I mean, what we saw looked awesome.
I mean, all CGI.
Yeah.
But
I'm curious because they say multiple character branching narrative game, which immediately makes me think of Detroit Become Human.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Tracks. What do you feel about that as far as Star Wars?
As far as if they were going to do that style of game,
Yeah,
I think it's doable. I think you run into a Rogue One issue though.
stepping on toes. If it's
Well, I mean, potentially stepping on toes, but like Rogue One is the story that has that.
yeah,
You have your multiple characters, but you all have a common goal type of thing, and like
yeah.
So I don't think that's how this is gonna play. Just because that would be, it's such a weird trailer for it to play that way with getting the guy like summit like birth again.
So I've noticed the trend. So I did a little, like, I'm talking a little, like, I mean that literally.
One Google.
Yes. Thank you.
I like, well, that is now a level of research we did is 1 to 10 Googles.
Exactly. So this is a level 1 Google.
I got a level 1 Google over here.
So in that trailer or whatever, you see there's a few different like religious sects that you see.
There are, and they hard shoot a couple characters.
Yes. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some weird overarching like force religion thing going on. That's bizarre.
Or is it those characters dealing with new birthed character?
Yeah, maybe.
Like they're all kind of, it becomes a team up scenario.
Maybe, yeah. All right. Alan Wake 2 was officially announced, and it will be Remedy's quote first survival horror game.
I'm excited. I think we both guessed that Alan Wake 2 was on its way after the Control DLC, and then they remastered it, and then I thought for sure it was already said before this, but apparently I was insane.
Yes, I do want to mention, I want to give props to Remedy. They teased it, and then they announced it, which is how you're supposed to do it. Ubisoft with Splinter Cell. Just saying.
Listen, my tolerance for Ubisoft is going down.
Oh, heavy. But I just want to give them props for doing it the correct way.
Yes.
I feel like
yeah.
they teased it a few times. There was a sufficient amount of time.
Yeah, they teased it a few times, and they gave other leading things to it, where it's like, Ubisoft went, ooh, hey, look, the lights. Hey, Splinter Cell. Okay, hey, we're putting those characters in other things. And they're like, okay. Well, this now would have been the year to go, and new Splinter Cell. But they've just been like, what if a Division Heartland? Did you guys like that other arena shooter called X whatever?
Oh, we're too busy working on Skull and Bones.
The TV show, not even the game. We stopped working on that because we couldn't get the movie right. It's not even a movie. What am I talking about? I don't even work here. I'm the janitor.
Anyways, Alan Wake 2. Yeah.
Get me away from this. Alan Wake 2. I'm curious to see what it means when they say their first survival horror game. Because Alan Wake was, I guess, to them, considered just a horror game.
Yeah, I was thrown off by that comment because I would kind of like...
I'm assuming when they say that, they mean like Resident Evil style, where you have inventory management and all those type of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely cool. I mean, I never played the first one, so I don't really have any like.
I didn't play American Nightmare, but I did play the first one. I enjoyed it. I mean, I was younger and more okay with mediocre games. Not that that was one, but
Yeah.
I didn't have a true palate for what a good game was yet.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I was very much, Call of Duty good, blah, 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 bad. My palate was not refined, but now I can taste bullshit a mile off.
I feel like we're video game snobs.
Yes.
Wonder Woman.
Have you not seen our group chat? I am a massive video game snob.
Wonder Woman. There was a Wonder Woman game announced from Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor developers, Monolith Productions.
That was weird. I heard
That
the voice
was
and I
weird.
went, "That's Wonder Woman."
Yeah.
Mobile game? Oh no, full game. Oh.
Yeah. Apparently it's single player.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible because, well, this is a horrible take.
I like horrible takes.
Shadow of Mordor fits.
Yeah.
You just use the exact same combat style.
Mm-hmm.
Your bow becomes a lasso, and then everything else is swordplay. Okay, makes sense. But then also I was just picturing, okay, you use Rise, Son of Rome as your template, and you just put Gal Gadot in it, and fine, your game's done.
Game done. I'm kind of over the superhero games, even though I never really played any of them. So
Yeah.
because
the closest you came was Phoenix Rising.
which was good. The best,
Weird, right?
the best Ubisoft game has probably come out in fucking a decade.
Don't you spit on the beginning of the Division 2. Don't get me wrong, 8 months later it sucked, but the start was good.
Yeah, I mean, the Division 2 was like the biggest fucking like blue balls video game ever.
God, I still never came. What are we doing?
And of course, there was another Elden Ring trailer.
So, that trailer,
I didn't watch it.
really,
No.
it's actually a fun, it's fully CGI, no gameplay.
Okay.
But I was like, man, that's going to be so cool to watch someone play. Because I'm sure as shit not playing it.
Maybe I'll watch it.
It was more like a lore building.
Yeah, I mean, all of when they do their lore trailers, I'm always like in. I'm like, oh, this is all right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, if I want the lore, I gotta fucking literally get fucking my balls kicked by a chick with 6-inch high heels for fucking 7 hours straight.
Yeah, it was like, man, look at this full, pretty CGI stuff. Cool, I'm going to watch John Smith beat his head against the wall for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm not going to beat my own head against the wall. I'm going to play enjoyable things.
Yeah. Suicide. Do anything else on Elden Ring?
Nope.
Suicide
Just
Squad.
hurry up and get out already.
Yeah, enough.
I need these fanboys to calm down.
Seriously. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League showed off its first real gameplay.
Interesting.
Yeah, honestly, it looked better than I thought it was going to.
Yes, agreed. I liked that they were doing not what Guardians is doing. At least they didn't show a UI, so I'm not positive about that. And interesting that this is coming out, but we also haven't seen Gotham Knights yet, which is basically the exact thing flipped.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-player, or not necessarily 4-player, but 4 people, like team thing. So we're back to party games because everything's a 4-man hero team.
Yep. There's a couple more too, I think, coming.
Yep.
We got our first trailer for the Halo TV series coming to Paramount Plus.
Something looked weird about Chief.
Thank you. I was watching it.
Like we're on the same page. For the record, we have not talked about the Game Awards like at all.
No.
Just who won Game of the Year. That's the only conversation we had.
Yep. The visuals and the effects, like the CGI shit, look really good.
Yeah.
But the live action like Chief stuff looked really like
every shot looked great until they put Chief in that still.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it and I was like, that's not right. I can't tell you why.
I think it's the proportions are wrong on his armor and stuff.
Yeah, I just looked at it. I was like, I can't tell you why, but something's wrong. It doesn't look right.
It looks like a cosplay.
Yes,
it's like I think the
like
proportions,
like a very shiny one.
Yeah, I think the proportions. Like, first off, it's way too clean, And I think the proportions are just slightly askew.
There's a solid chance if they just put like a brushed metal effect across it, like it was at least slightly worn, it's a slight altering of proportions. You'd go, okay, that's much better.
Yeah.
But the fact that it looks like a Mattel toy.
So I don't know anything about the show. Have
Neither
you
do I.
seen anything
Nope.
about it?
I'm just here to criticize visuals.
Yes. I think it's origin story.
Yeah, that's very much what the trailer looked like. Was you are Chief, because there were other Spartans kind of running around.
Yeah.
It was like you're who you say you are. You know, it's the beginning of that's why he's Master Chief.
The shots that I saw in the environments, I immediately was like, "Oh, this is the fucking book." I can't remember what it was called, but the book that basically gave you the Spartan program and Master Chief's origin story. I'm like, this is
Never
it.
mind. That one's called The Fall of Reach.
Yeah,
not that one.
Exactly. Actually, it might be the beginning of that one,
maybe.
But, anyways,
but yeah, just something about that single shot on his face, and even the one where he was like walking away. I think in the beginning, like the very beginning of the trailer, it's just like something's not right.
Yeah, there is something off.
I think it is a coloring mixed with proportions, like you say. I think those are just the only two issues they need to fix.
Hellblade Center with Saga showed a gameplay trailer, which was called I think Giant Siege or something like that.
Sounds about right. They do kill and fight a giant.
Yeah,
or I guess not kill. Murder probably seems to be more of a attuned way of seeing how he's saying "help me" after it.
Yeah, I mean if they're successful.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of throat singing though. I don't remember what the name of that song. It's throat something.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
It looked interesting.
I mean, it still looks pretty.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be interesting.
I'm more curious to see end up like what you and Dewey, kind of more you than Dewey, end up thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
I think if I remember right, you enjoyed it more for like the technical aspect of like what it was and everything. Then
yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I'm curious the direction they take, because really, like, it's one of those fun things where the game wrapped up really nicely, and I'm happy they're doing a sequel, but I really have no idea where they're going to take it.
Right.
But I'm like positive about it, not worried. Embark Studios debuted game called Arc Raiders, a vibrant sci-fi PvE third-person shooter that features 3-player co-op and and a heavy focus on teamwork. It will be free to play when it arrives on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC in 2022. Arc Raiders, I don't remember the specifics on this one. Arc Raiders.
You don't remember like the trailer?
I'm trying to. There was a few that we saw that kind of
final, like the longest part of kind of like the end of the trailer is a large black man with boxing gloves and this like punk girl that are basically like fighting on rooftops, like jumping around and whatever. And then they clash, and she basically goes to like suplex him into the ground.
You're thinking of
Am I thinking of the wrong game?
You are.
Fuck. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember what this one is. Forspoken will be out on May 24th for PS5 and PC. There was a Horizon Forbidden West gameplay trailer. Looks good. Can't wait. Give me the game.
I think I actually was like... I mean, you don't have to hold on, but I feel like I was actually looking... like that I enjoyed the look of Arc Raiders, so now I need to look it up.
Where the fuck is the one you're talking about, though? I think it's... it's something verse.
Arc Raiders.
Rumbleverse, the one you're thinking of.
Rumbleverse, the one I'm thinking. Arc Raiders was the one that I thought was going to be initially a Twilight Zone episode, because they showed just like a sphere kind of like rolling around the world.
Okay.
And I was like, is it the Attack of the Balls episode from Twilight Zone? But it's the one where they're shooting all like the drones out of the sky, and then the one's like scanning, and then that awakens the bigger thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's the one where they have the things like on their arms and shit, right?
No.
It's not the one where they got the polygon like...
No, I think that's a different. Where they're like, where in that one they're like summoning.
Yeah, like weird.
But those ones all had like silly captions. Yeah, that's that one. That's that one. This one is not that one. This one is, just to give you a quick.
Wow, this is confusing as fuck, guys.
This is what happens when Matt doesn't put things in order. There.
He's got to find
Hey,
some way to blame it on me. Okay, what is this?
that's our creators.
Maybe I fell asleep.
Well, here, let me just do
That's
a little.
fine. I'll watch it afterwards. It looks cool.
You remember that?
I do remember that. I got you now.
I was like, hold on, I gotta get to the not dark scene because I know he stopped looking at something here.
Yeah. Yeah, that one looked interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West. That's where I left off. Gameplay trailer looks good. Give me game.
Yeah,
Sega
again. Gimme.
Sega has officially revealed Sonic Frontiers, a new open zone Sonic adventure coming holiday 2022.
They've had ones before. I have one upstairs for the GameCube, I think. I don't know how open they mean. If they just mean like you end up getting into like Super Mario Odyssey, where you're able to run around and do things or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or if they like, because some people I think hear open and they're like, yeah, open, you just open world, Breath of the Wild. I get to run around. It's like I don't think that's what they mean. I hope
that's not what they mean. I kind of had this little mini discussion with Dewey on Twitter about it, where I don't know how you would do a Sonic game in that vein,
in like Breath vein.
Not necessarily Breath, but like.
I'm just using that as like the base level of like that level of openness.
Skewing towards the open side.
Yeah. I think you'd end up doing it more like Super Mario Odyssey. You go to a world, you have a level that's fully designed to let you do whatever you want, and then you leave and go to the next one type of thing.
I do remember there was a Sonic game that kind of got into that. Probably the same game you're talking about because it was on Dreamcast that I remember. So,
I played mine on GameCube, I think. Yeah. So, a little bit later.
Yeah,
but hey, man, you got to collect those Chaos Emeralds, you know.
For sure. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie trailer reveals Knuckles and Tails.
Thanks, Jim Carrey.
Yep, that was something. Cuphead, the delicious last course, the long-awaited DLC expansion, will be released on June 30th
next year.
Yep.
Hey, good for them though.
Yeah, and I appreciated that's the type of musical number I would like at a Game Awards show.
Steamboat Willie.
Just something that's relevant.
Oh,
not just Sting just fucking singing for some reason.
It wasn't even Crow Sting. Oh, so sad.
No, wasn't even a good Sting.
Where's his bat?
Dramatic Labs, a developer that includes over 20 former Telltale staff.
It was a tantric performance, though, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it was something. Announced Star Trek Resurgence, a new official Star Trek video game that is being made in collaboration with Viacom CBS. PC and console 2022. The story is set after the next generation.
Thoughts?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like, Star Trek's one of those things where, like, you're like, oh, a video game with that would be cool, but they never quite live up to, your expectations.
Well, because except for the modern movies, everything was go to this weird planet and stand on a set, have this weird interaction, say pew pew as you fire a fake gun,
so like,
and then leave.
That's kind of the interesting thing. So,
or
like,
punch an alien woman.
See, that works so well with a Telltale style game.
It does.
But it's like, it's just like I'm hesitant to trust that.
It works. The Telltale style works for old Star Trek.
Yes.
New Star Trek, where like,
well, if it works for next generation Star Trek, so if they do, if they're making the next generation reference because they're trying to say this is what it's going to be
the
like,
style we're going for,
great. If it's Discovery era Star Trek,
is that what I'm
that should be an action adventure game?
What's the one with Chris Pine?
That is J.J. Abrams, which is the same Same era, so they're same style roughly.
I'm thinking of like when they're on those just like that one bright planet where everything's just going nuts, and it would be basically an action adventure game. I'm like, that is not Telltale. You cannot do that in Telltale.
Yeah.
Telltale needs to be like Next Generation. So
yep, we'll see. A Plague Tale Requiem gets a brand new trailer. Dune Spice Wars is a real-time strategy game with 4X elements. It is set to be released on PC in early access in 2022.
Wait.
What?
You skipped one?
Did I? Oh, yeah. Telltale Games has announced that it is working on a video game adaptation of The Expanse, the critically acclaimed sci-fi TV show. The new game is being co-developed by Life is Strange True Colors Deck 9.
Good to see Telltale doing games again.
For sure.
And
I wonder if they're
going to sci-fi, both of them.
Yeah. I wonder if they're both going to be similar, like if they're going to stick with the Telltale structure too. It'd be weird.
Well, I think they're both, I don't know about The Expanse, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
As long as Expanse fans are happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters, I guess.
Dune Spice Wars, interesting. Just interesting. That's all I really had on it. I was like,
same.
Okay. Oh, you control the spice. I was like, oh god, what a lame line.
Yeah. Boca, the new studio founded by Silent Hill creator. Do you know how to say his name? Kiichiro
Toyama.
Kiichiro Toyama.
I slurred his entire first name.
Same. Hard for my tongue to make those moves. Has revealed its first game, Slitterhead. And this is not going to be a reference you understand, but it looks like the manga/anime Parasite. Where,
I'm just going to say, yes, Matt, I agree.
Aliens come from space as almost like little slug creatures.
Like parasites.
You fucking, oh my god, genius level over here. Invades the body, eats the brain, eats the head and brain, assumes the shape of the head and brain, like in the video game that we saw, and pretends to be human, and then when it's hungry, it sees another person, and its head cracks open to reveal a giant maw of tentacles or whatever it decides to make, and eats you. There it is.
So if you're looking for something new to play on next Halloween.
Yep. Among Us is coming to VR.
Among Us.
Great idea.
Can't wait to see all the Twitch people go build a giant warehouse with 6 walking VR rigs and play Among Us.
Accidentally actually kill each other.
Just pull out the gun. I saw you venting. Don't make me shoot you.
Saints Row showed a gameplay trailer.
Don't put Alec Baldwin on set.
Oh my god. I like it.
Too soon? Yeah, Saints Row. Yeah, yeah.
Saints Row gameplay trailer, August 23rd. Maybe.
Yeah, let's not push it.
Nightingale is a new shared world survival crafting game from Inflection Games, a new studio that is comprised of ex-BioWare devs.
Warning.
The game looks to feature first-person combat in a fantastical Victorian setting. Early access on PC 2022.
The warning is for the word BioWare. Warning.
More gameplay from Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I did appreciate the trailer. Kind of just want the game at this point, but you have no reference for Borderlands though, so everything they showed was like fan servicey callbacks and just kind of
bailed out on this one too.
Yeah, and like fourth wall breaking.
I was like, oh, Tiny Tina's. I guess I will do something else.
That's what I do. It was like, well, yeah, Torque's back, and he was the one that was playing guitar, but I'm pretty sure you weren't paying attention at all. So we're gonna move on.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Crossfire.
I don't want to leave the Congo.
Exactly. Is this a Crossfire 10 or Crossfire X?
X. Go and give it to you.
Crossfire X. Oh yeah, because it's in the middle of the word, right? The branding for it's like weird.
Yeah.
Crossfire X is officially coming to Xbox on February 10th. Terrible birthday present.
You say that, and I'm just sad it's only coming to Xbox because I kind of wanted it to be on PC. Because I'm just curious. It's the Korean Call of Duty is like how it's touted.
Yeah.
So I want to get my hands on it. I mean, I'm sure. Let's put it this way: I could get my hands on it, but
yeah,
I don't want to jump through hoops.
I feel you.
Come on, Xbox, give me the goods.
The pre-show gave viewers a look at Monster Hunter Rise's major Sunbreak expansion.
When Matt said these weren't in order, we have now hit the pre-show.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which I'm pretty sure was pre-show as well, will arrive on PC via the Xbox Game Store
Just
December
to be
16th.
clear, isn't that... so I know when you wrote this.
Yes.
I think that's Interguard.
Is it?
I think.
Could be. Don't know. Might have auto-corrected.
I don't know enough about Final Fantasy, but I feel like it's Interguard. Either way, yeah, hey. That's going to arrive then.
Go get it, you fucking weebs.
You're one to talk. Weeb.
Dying Light 2 got a cinematic trailer. I heard it was good. Didn't get a chance to watch it because
it's not in the top 3 cinematic trailers I saw.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like it's a cinematic trailer, but it's very much at this point with like what Dying Light. You're like, okay, yeah,
okay, there you go. Verdict ruled. Focus Home Interactive and Saber Interactive officially unveiled Warhammer Space Marine 2 and shared that it will star Titus, captain of the Ultramarines and one of the franchise's most iconic characters.
That'll look cool.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that one. It looked dope.
I've watched a lot of Warhammer trailers and never picked up a single game. Especially like a lot of the Warhammer Space Marine or 40K, like the shooter ones, not the...
I don't think you're alone,
ones.
and I don't think you're in the minority.
Yeah,
on that
like
one.
I've looked at a bunch of them, and I'm like watching this trailer. I was like, and then they showed the little gameplay where you're running behind him and doing a thing. I was like, man, that looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna play it.
That's nail head smashed into oblivion. Where was I?
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2: The Witch Queen trailer coming February 2nd.
More Destiny.
Tunic, the upcoming isometric action game that stars a fox, will be released March 16th.
What does the fox say?
What I forgot the noise.
There's about 5 of them you could have chosen from.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax announced for PS4, Switch, and PC March 17th. Yet another Battle Royale game, Rumbleverse.
I described this earlier.
Yep, it's Melee. Pearl Abyss showed a Doke V music video. I don't know why. I'm so curious about this game.
Have I shown you the other trailer?
I've seen most of the trailers for this game.
So Todd and I are both very intrigued by this game.
Okay, I feel much better now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm kind of in on this. Like,
Yeah. No, Todd and I are very in on this game because the only reason we're in is because we both played BDO, and I think he still does. And BDO is made by Pearl Abyss.
Pearl Abyss.
And so they make Black Desert Online. They make Crimson Desert. They also have a shooter coming.
Interesting.
And I'm like, tell me more. I'm curious because BDO is a good game, and I'm like, and then he's like, yeah, this Doki V one is their other game, and we're looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck is it's
when
so
they
Korean.
announced this?
So
I was
Korean.
like, this looks fucking awesome, and I don't know why. So I'm in.
You're basically like, at least the way the game looks is you're just a kid,
Yeah.
literal child running through a seaside village who just can end up in street fights, but the street fights are over the top, like ridiculous. Like, here's a Yeti, here's a giant beach ball, here's what I have the hammer that when you hit things makes the noise.
So we're gonna form like a pop idol group.
But I think that Doki V is single player.
Okay, cool. I'm still gonna
think
still gonna.
It is not listed as an MMO on their site like the other one is.
Lord of the Rings Gollum.
I got that song stuck in my head now.
The Untold Story trailer looked terrible.
Well, Jesus. All right.
I mean, terrible's strong. I didn't.
Compared to the other things in this list, this does not look terrible.
All
Chief looks worse than Gollum did.
Wow.
Take that. Cash that at the bank, because that is one of the most expensive notes I'll give you, boy.
Well, I'm not playing it. All right.
You say that.
That's true. PUBG Battlegrounds is going free to play.
Well, you say that. It's true, but that's just because you don't play games.
Yes. Listen, I need to go to therapy because life is difficult.
That's understandable.
And,
Therapy's good for people.
I
I'm not
wanna
here to
play
begrudge
games.
you if you go to therapy.
I want to play games.
Just go to a therapy place that allows you to play games while you talk to your therapist. Then you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
There we go.
Or meet your therapist inside of Forza or something.
Maybe. I'm just going to move all my gaming shit here and then say I'm going to therapy and show up at your house to play video games.
I have an entire room for you to do that in. Actually, I have multiple.
PUBG Battlegrounds going free to play.
Surprising it took this long.
Yeah. Same. Feel that way.
It's almost somewhat of an accomplishment it took them this long.
And free to play, like they're going to have a subscription.
Well, yeah. But like you're competing with Warzone and Fortnite and every other battle royale that's come out after you. Why would you not have pivoted faster?
Foolishness. Alongside a brand new trailer, Platinum Games revealed that Babylon's Fall will be released March 3rd.
Still don't know what that game's going to be.
I don't either. Tchia should be out in spring of 2022. Don't know what that game is either.
I literally forgot what that was.
Falcon Age developer Today and publisher Annapurna have announced a new RPG called Thirsty Suitors.
I don't like this. Can we just move on?
Okay. Have a Nice Death is a new hand-drawn roguelike 2D action game.
Today's the other developer.
That will be released early access March.
I like the name.
Yeah.
I always like a good, it's silly.
Yeah, it's good. Somerville, a new sci-fi game from Jump Ship Studio, showed a trailer. Planet Lana, an off-Earth odyssey, is set to arrive in 2022. King of Fighters 15 reveals Cronin.
Yep.
And a second open beta test for PS4 and PS5.
There you go.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre online multiplayer horror game announced. I don't know what that could possibly be.
I can tell you right now probably what it is. Heard of Dead by Daylight? There you go. Let me blow your mind.
Blown. Homeworld 3 was announced for Q4 2022.
A lot of Homeworlds.
GTFO has left early access. Full version is available now.
That guy was emotional.
He was. He was very nervous.
He was. But, it makes sense. Their first game or whatever. The trailer did look good for 1.0. And when it first got announced, I saw people playing it.
GTFO was when it was first announced, I was interested in it. Yep. No one else seemed to be interested in it. So I kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, I was like interested, but I wasn't. You were more interested than I was, and I think we both would have wanted another person.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of
because like just 2 people wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Isn't it total, or is it just 3?
Yeah, I think it's 4. And it's the same thing with like you hit Left 4 Dead or anything else. It's like without a full team, it just kind of feels meh.
Yeah, it's not
the same.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Speaking of which, I need to uninstall Back 4 Blood.
Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt got a new trailer.
Holy shit, just cancel it already.
Yeah. Steel Rising, a new alternate history game that is set during the French Revolution, got a trailer.
Matt and I are playing that.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Well, we're looking it up after this.
Okay. Metal.
We're also going to go watch the Doki V trailers together again.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Metal Hellsinger is an upcoming rhythm shooter game that features music from such bands as Arch Enemy, Soilwork, Trivium, and more. It will be released on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC in 2022.
That was interesting.
It was interesting. Maybe not my cup of tea, but it was interesting.
Yeah, that's basically where I settle with that.
Evil West got a gameplay trailer. And the PC version of Xbox Game Pass has been renamed to PC Game Pass.
So now I have to say Xbox PC Game Pass.
The fact that it took them this long to rename it to PC Game Pass.
We got PC Game Pass and we got Xbox Game Pass. And I was like, right. And just in case anybody's curious, Bethesda's hiring. Anyway, for now, for the questionable things, do you have anything more on the Game Awards? Other than the fact that, hey, this was too long.
It was way too long.
We need to tighten it up a little bit there, Jeff.
It went back to being a traditional award show. It went back to didn't like.
Yeah, it went back to trying to do stuff that we didn't like. It just didn't go as far as to have the Gillette razor.
And what the fuck was his suit? Did you see his suit?
We got to talk, Jeff.
Okay, that's all I got. Though.
It was the pins though. That's why.
Yeah, They didn't even look like pins. They looked like they were on the shirt.
Oh, that's worse. Because if they were pins, you could have just made that change during a commercial.
Yeah, that's all I got though.
All right, so questionable things we didn't write full paragraphs on. Pokemon Unite has been downloaded over 50 million times. That's a lot of time, Pat.
It is a lot of times.
Number 2, Tencent announced the launch of new games publishing division Level Infinite. The brand is said to be, quote, dedicated to delivering high-quality games to a global audience, end quote.
What's that, like their 100th publisher?
It's also funny because I'm pretty sure Tencent is still in, like, Chinese government administration mode right now.
Probably.
Number 3, analyst firm Sensor Tower is reporting that mobile spending will reach $89.6 billion in 2021. You kids and your phones, don't you have them? Number 4, Apple has avoided a deadline for abandoning App Store anti-steering policies as a panel of circuit judges today granted the iOS maker's request to hold off on the requirement until its appeal is settled. I don't know what that means. Number 5. Do you know what it means?
Yeah, the ruling won't be implemented until the appeals.
Not the fucking technical literal thing.
What do you mean?
What is the anti-steering policy?
That's the whole fucking App Store money thing.
Okay.
Like the payment thing.
Okay. Steering people where to pay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It is dumb. I agree. It's
just
really
the fact
dumb.
that they didn't say anti-payment steering or anti-steering payment policy or whatever. The fact that there's like anti-steering, I was like, does Apple hate cars?
What's the whole Tesla thing with the fucking letting people play video games while they're driving?
Yeah, listen, man, I gotta farm my Stardew stuff. All right. Number 5, Masayuki Umura.
Yeah,
Masayuki
sure,
Umura, a former engineer at Nintendo, passed away on December 6th. Umura joined the console giant back in 1972 and is best known as the lead architect on both the NES and SNES consoles. Rip. Hell of a legacy, though.
For sure.
Number 6, Kickstarter has announced it will move its crowdfunding platform to the blockchain. Cool, fuck you. Number 7. Just me getting annoyed at the word blockchain at this point. CD Projekt and the investors who sued the studio following Cyberpunk 2077's launch have entered settlement negotiations. Number 8, sandbox strategy title Myth of Empires has been temporarily taken down from the Steam store following allegations that the game is built from source code belonging to another developer. The studio who made the game in question was founded by a former employee of the accuser. Where there's smoke. Number 9, Scuff has announced a lineup of PS5 controllers. There's 3, and the cheapest is $200.
And it removes features from the original.
And number 10, Uncharted's remastered Legacy of Thieves collection is coming to PS5 on January 28th. Anyway, it's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Play a little Halo Infinite, the first 2 levels. Forza when I can, race here and there.
Vroom, collect all 500 cars yet?
Nope.
I did see you got your
my auto union. Yeah.
I almost said Austin Healey for some reason.
And I got the old school open wheeler Bugatti too.
Oh. Little vroom.
Yeah, vroom. And that is it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention, but
okay,
I can't remember what it was, so it's lost forever.
Rip.
What have you been up to?
I've been up to what the kids in the streets call the usual. MLB The Show. Football Manager. We are just past our first January window, so February has started, and we're in the second half of that season pushing for titles.
What's the current ranking?
I am second in the league, and Kenny is fourth, I think.
Oh my God! We gotta pick up the pace, Kenny.
Listen, it's impressive. He's in fourth,
so he's getting screwed this.
His team
season.
sucks.
Okay, team sucks.
His team sucks, plus injuries, plus like international travel. He has a much harder time of it than I do, just based on our literal what we start with as far as teams go. He's made more changes to his team through January. I didn't buy a single person for my starting team. He bought like 3 people to be like, you need to come fix this.
So if he inevitably ends up higher than you, it's a double slap in the face.
If he ends up higher than me, as long as we're both top 4 by the end of this season, I'll be okay with it, because once summer hits, I am rebolstering my team.
All right.
It would be a double slap in the face, but at the same time, it's happened before. Then again, there have also been seasons where I've ran away with it. Not in a while, but there was one year.
Anything can happen.
Untouchable one year. It was glorious. Let's see. Then a little bit of Magic, a little bit of WoW, a little bit of Forza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Old Republic.
Yeah, a little Old Republic. Just kind of dabbling in everything right now, because Old Republic got delayed.
Yep.
For another week. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna play it this week. Nope, next week. So. That's all right. Just a little bit of. Just moving stuff around, playing some stuff, doing some things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plan on playing Halo this weekend, so.
Same.
Get a little bit of that and be enjoying it.
I'm a little. I mean, I'm. It's been a while since I played an FPS. Feels a little heavy.
Try to play with a controller.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like it feels like it would be a controller game.
I think so too. I've only been playing keyboard mouse, but they're just multiplayer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's still not as smooth as I want it to be for a keyboard mouse.
Yeah, there's like it's almost like a weight. It's like a weight almost. It's kind of weird to describe.
Yep. I know exactly what you mean though. But yeah, that's where it might be. I haven't hooked up a controller yet to try it, but now that the campaign's out, I might try that. Just like interswapping between missions of like, how do I feel with one way or the other?
Yeah. I also like the plan is to probably play with a controller, because Samantha, that's one of the Halo's one of the games that she's familiar with all of them. So she's like, oh, I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all I've got.
Got nothing.
Might play a couple other games this week. We'll see. Still got Game Pass for 2 more months, so I might download some other things.
Tantalizing. Forget about that.
Yeah. And starting soon. Monday, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Monday would be 12 days. I don't remember if it's 12 days that they do or not. But Epic is going to be turning up their free game a day thing, basically. Mm-hmm. So logging in and claiming that all the time.
It's a good call. Good call out.
So hopefully there's a Twitter account out there that'll be on top of that.
Yeah.
If you can't see
the
my
big-eyed stare.
If you can't see my eyes, you gonna feel my eyes.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Kind of felt a little sexual.
Just doing the old. It's a SpongeBob gif. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they're trying to like look over a treasure map, and his eyes shoot out of his head and stick right to the table, and they're just going all over the place. People use it when a lot of people use it on Twitter when they're doing the old "I'm looking respectfully."
I like it a lot.
Anyway, with that being said, we will see you guys in 7 days. Bye-bye.